All right, here we go with the first lesson. Now, email I sent a couple of days ago. It was the same day with that invoice. You'll have that ebook, the metronome method that details how to use the metronome, how we're going to be doing that. And also, very important, a link to the video on how to practice your lesson. So that goes over all the principles that we're going to be using for pretty much everything. Making sure you start at 60 beats per minute, making sure that you feel confident with what you played before you increase the speed. If you make a mistake, make sure you address the mistake right away, all kinds of things like that. So if you haven't watched that yet, make sure you do, because it's crucial. It's crucial, so this way you know exactly how to practice. So when it comes time to submit your stuff, so basically everything needs to be turned in by Thursday, 12 noon. Uh, that's a Pacific time zone. So basically just get it in before 12, not at 12, but before it. This way I can make sure I know everyone's turned their things in and I get the day all scheduled and all that. So yeah, 12 noon Thursday, that's the deadline to turn stuff in. You're welcome to send it in on Wednesday night if that's better for you. But yeah, very important, that deadline there. When you turn stuff in, what you're going to turn in, your entire final practice session. So the whole thing. So you got, the 2 things per week. So if you want, you can make 2 separate videos. So you have the practice session for number 1, have the practice session for number 2, or you can do it all in one video. Either one's fine with me. But yeah, the whole practice session, that includes all the going up in 5 the whole way through, adding in the repeats I'm going to talk about here. If you need to take like small breaks throughout your practice session, that's fine. That's advised to do so when things get really tough. Taking like 30 seconds or 30 to 60-second breaks is a very important thing to do, especially when we start really pushing speed and things like that. So anyway, that's the thing to send in. Full practice session for both things by 12 noon on Thursday, Pacific time zone. Okay. And then make sure, again, watch that video on how to practice your lessons, because it goes over all the important details and principles involved to get the most out of this stuff. All right, so for each one of these, you're going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes working them up as fast as you can. Always start at 60 and go up in 5 BPM increments or less. You can do less, that's fine, but never more than 5. And then after 15 minutes have passed, try getting 2 repetitions in. So for example, let's say you reach 200 beats per minute after 15 minutes. So 15 minutes is up, you hit 200 beats per minute. Now try playing the whole thing twice through at 200 beats per minute. But if you're having a hard time getting both or playing through this whole thing twice, decrease the metronome like 10 beats per minute and try it again. So my thing is, after 3 solid attempts of trying to play something like this, if there are 3 solid attempts of trying to play this at whatever speed you're trying to do the repeat, drop it 10, try again. So after 3 solid attempts of trying to play it at 200, if you can't, then just go down to 190 and try it there. And then you just keep decreasing the speed until you're finally able to get it. And then it also says here, if you reach a max speed in less than 15 minutes, so let's say you reach like 240, and it took like 9 minutes to get there, and there's no way you're going to get any faster than 240 because it took you a couple of minutes of really struggling to get it, well, then just drop it 10 or 20 beats per minute and try going for the repetitions there. So if you reach a true max speed, there's no way you're going to be doing repeats at that speed. So hopefully all that makes sense. Again, those things are covered in good old detail in that video, how to practice your lessons. Okay, so I will be demonstrating these things at different speeds to make sure you understand what's going on, how it should sound, and all that stuff. So with this, we have basically 3 rhythmic symbols. So we're using a combination of the tablature and the notation. So the notation, we're just concerned about the rhythmic aspect of it. Like it tells us how long things need to ring out. So here we have a whole note, which is 4 quarter notes long. Here we have half note, so these are 2 half notes, which are 2 quarter notes long. So that's 2 quarter notes long. This is 2 quarter notes long. And then here, quarter notes. So each one of these is 1 beat long. So here, the time signature, that's a 4/4 time signature. That means we have the top number. Top number says how many beats are in the bar. 4. It takes 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, to fill up the bar. The bottom number, 4, is telling us that a quarter note equals 1 beat. We can see that here. So you can also have a time signature like 3/4. That would mean it takes 3 beats to fill up the bar, or 3 quarter notes to fill up the bar. You can have a 5/4 time signature, which means you'd have 5 quarter notes filling up the bar. Now, you could also have something like 5/8. Well, that means you have 5/8 notes that fill up the bar, and the 8th note gets the value of 1 beat. But we're not doing that today. That won't happen for a while. But yeah, the top number can be anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doesn't matter. It can be anything. Because that top number tells you how many beats are in the bar. The bottom number tells you what gets a beat. So it can be 1 for whole note, 2 for half note. The most common one is 4 for quarter note. It's usually a quarter note that gets the beat. And then sometimes you'll see an 8. So 8 for 8th note. And then extra rare, 16 for a 16th note, because you can have something like 5/16. It means you have 5/16 notes to fill up the bar. That's a very short bar, and it's an extremely fast beat, if it's going to be 16th notes. So that's extremely rare. Rarely ever you're going to see something like that. And you could technically have a 32 on the bottom for 32nd note, which is just silly. But anyway, so we got 4/4 time signature here. Quarter note lasts for 1 beat. So another way you can look at this whole note here is it rings out for a count of 4. It rings out 4 beats. This rings out for 2 beats, the half note. So when you're playing here, I want you to tap your foot with that metronome. Best you can, as long as you can. Eventually things get going really fast and you can't tap your foot every single time. That's okay. What I will typically do myself is I'll tap on every first and third beat. Sometimes just on the first beat, depending on how fast it is or what the music is. But tapping your foot along with that metronome, especially from like 60 to 120, is super important. You gotta get used to tapping your foot and playing. It's a huge, huge help to make sure that you're playing things correctly. The other thing is, for this, from 60 to 120, I want you to count out loud. Say it out loud. I want you to do this in your video too, okay? Say it out loud. I want you to count all 4 beats as you play. Super, super, super helpful, because when we start getting really, really rhythmic, you're going to be ahead of the game. If you don't count out loud, you are setting yourself up for trouble. Definitely setting yourself up for trouble. And sometimes people feel silly doing it. I hope you don't feel silly doing it. I want you to try your best to feel comfortable doing it, because it helps tremendously being able to count rhythms out loud. Because one of the most important things I was taught is if you can't say it, you can't play it. Now, that doesn't mean if you can say it, you have a guaranteed chance of playing it, but your chances of playing it have increased greatly. But if you can't say it, there's no way you're going to be playing it, especially when it comes to really complex stuff. So anyway, starting at 60 here, I'm going to count 4 so you know when I'm going to start playing, so you can follow along, make sure it is being done right. So I'm going to leave out the repeats for right now. And just in case you didn't know, this little symbol right here, you see the 2 little dots going, well, that direction. I'm trying to point the right way. Like I'm looking at the monitor where that thing is right now, and just kind of there. So anyway, the dots are pointing that way. And then these dots here are going that way, right? So basically, within all that, that's a repeat right there. Well, we're going to work this up without the repeat. We throw the repeat in later. So work it up without the repeat, and then throw in the repeat after you've maxed out or you reach the time limit. It's very important, that time limit. So this way you get equal amount of work with both things, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this last chord, yes, that is a whole note. Technically, you're supposed to let it ring out for 4 beats. But for the sake of practice, don't worry about that last one ringing out all 4 beats. Just hit it, be done with it, and increase that speed. So just in case you didn't catch what's going on here, So yeah, once again, that's your whole note, half notes, and your quarter note. So down here, we have a quarter note, and then a half note, quarter note, and then quarter note, half note, quarter note. So this basically up here introduces you to what these different symbols are. And then down here, we mix it up. Not really mixing up the whole note because, well, there's nothing to mix. It fills up the whole bar. All right, so let's go up to 120. So again, I'm just going to play some different speeds here. I'm not going to work it up in 5s because I'd never be done making videos for everybody. So you work it up in 5s. And I want you to record the whole thing. Another thing, like when you do make your practice session, just so you know, rarely ever do I watch an entire video. I still want you to make the entire video, though. This is important for your own practice, but this is basically how I do things. I look at the beginning to make sure that you're starting off correct. Then I jump to the middle sometimes. Usually I go from the beginning straight to the end or near the end and see how is it finishing. Is it being finished correctly? So I want you to record the repeat section too, okay? So basically, I want to see how it starts. I want to see how it ends. If it starts and ends correctly, I assume that the middle part is fine. If the end is not happening correctly, then I jump into the middle and try and see, okay, when do things start to go wrong? And then that helps put together what the next lesson is going to be. So, that being said, if you have questions to give me like in your video, make sure you do it at the beginning or at the end, where I'm definitely going to be putting most of my focus. So I just want you to know that. So yes, you still want to do the full practice session because sometimes I will need to see more than the beginning and the end. And it's also going to give you the best chance of giving the best performance to turn in. So just want to put that out there because every now and then sometimes people put questions in like odd spots in the video and it's like, well, dang it. Because yeah, if I watched everybody's full practice session, I'd never be done. Never be done. All right, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a whopping 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. All right, I'm going to go back down to 180 to demonstrate the repetition. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, And let me go back to 120 for demonstrate this repeat once again, just to make sure you got it. And you don't need to reach the speeds that I'm doing here. These are just demonstrations, just examples. I want you to get where you can. Make sure you just focus on the accuracy. That's the most important thing, okay? Focus on the accuracy. All right, so this is what it sounds like with the repeat at 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Number 2, we got eighth notes. Yeah, so it'll be the same idea here, 15 to 20 minutes, just like the other one was talking about. So with this, I have your typical eighth note count, all right? So eighth note count is just like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to use alternate picking here. So whenever you have a downbeat, you're going to strum down. When it's an upbeat, you're going to strum up. So the downbeats are basically where these numbers are. The upbeats are the ands. So make some adjustments here. So that's your downbeat, that's your upbeat. Downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat, and so on. So starting off with 2 bars of solid eighth notes. And then we throw in a quarter note. But the quarter note moves, so you got more to think about. All right, here we go. 60 for number 2. 1, 2, and also I should say the counting is going to be a little bit different on this one. So you're going to say like the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But when you get to these bars where the quarter note happens, like here, you're just going to say 4, not 4 and. Because for this stuff, you're only going to say what you play. For number 1, because you got so much space for a lot of these chords, I want you to say all beat numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4 for everything, as I demonstrated. For this, you're going to say exactly what you play. It helps reinforce what it is you're doing. So it should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, counting out loud from 60 to 120, that's the goal. I was counting out loud there, just very quiet. The faster I go, the quieter I say that stuff. All right, and 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go back to, I'm going to go down to 150 this time to demonstrate the repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. All right, there goes lesson number 1. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you again in your new videos.